Good morning. Today we will be interviewing Ron from Branded, and I'm very excited because I love digital marketing. I love B2B sales. I like individuals that are able to work with different individuals who get their goals done, especially in bigger sales, bigger industries. So I'm really excited, and yeah. The meeting starts at 8:30, so I came on 15 minutes early just to make sure I'm settled. I have my little questions. I have my phone recording as well, just in case this recording doesn't send to my phone directly or my email, because sometimes I know when it's really long, it has trouble sending. So just in case, I have my phone as backup to record this meeting. And yeah,
Morning, how are
how are
you?
you?
I'm
I'm
good. How are you?
good. I'm
Good.
good. So, how's your day going so far?
Pretty good. It's warming up a bit, thank goodness. You know,
Okay. Do you have any plans for the day?
I got lots to do. I got classes and meetings and yeah, so
Oh
big day,
gosh.
long
Okay,
day.
let's get started then.
All right.
So before we start, do you want to tell me a little bit about Branded as a whole? Do you want to?
Sure. So Branded is a company that was started in 2012. It's a brand strategy, digital strategy, and activation company. So we do digital marketing, social media marketing, as well as traditional marketing and experiential marketing. But we focus mostly our efforts around digital now and, helping brands build and grow their brands. So that's what we do. So,
Okay. What made you want to start Branded to begin with?
uh, because I had been working in the marketing field for a long time, and I just thought I could do this very well and provide an offering and just do what I love to do, and it worked. So that's what I did. So it's been around for
Okay.
15 years, So
Oh wow. So that means you have like a lot of experience, like from doing this like for almost a
yeah,
decade and
so
a half.
my roles have been in the big agencies, head of, I've ran an agency before, ran two agencies,
Yeah.
and I as well as head of marketing for Tim Hortons, Dairy Queen, and Destination Ontario and Toronto Pearson Airport. So a few places that you might have heard of, but
Yeah. Out of all of those companies, which one was your favorite? Because I know you always talk about Dairy Queen.
well, I think Dairy Queen was because I was on their advertising side, and then I moved into the a head of marketing, and I got to recreate the brand from scratch, and
Oh,
create a new concept, new advertising programs, really great research on the brand, and we were able to do it all. So that was a lot of fun. That's why I liked it. So,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. Let's get into some of the deeper, juicy questions. So
Okay.
my first question for you is, in terms of industry size and need, how do you currently characterize the ideal client for Branded, and how has this changed over time?
Yeah, so the ideal client for me is a small to mid-sized business.
Okay.
They are a brand that needs help with their overall brand or their digital strategies. In addition, I look for companies that are looking for help, either to coach their people to the plans we put together, or they need someone to really help target specifically and activate the plans that we put together. So that's basically what we do, and those most of our clients are like that. So
Okay, okay. My second question would be, when you started Branded, what issue or market gap did you want to fill, and how do you make sure that your services today are unique?
sure. A lot of companies will do digital marketing and they'll just start doing tactical solutions. So
Yeah.
we traditionally don't do it that way. We emphasize strategy first and making sure they have a sound plan so that we can, build off that plan and then activate the brand. It also helps guide the content development as well as the efforts we make in terms of the channels we're going to be helping them build and grow their brand.
So, for example, with Dairy Queen, how did you start that like from the ground up? Because I know you said that you wanted to like make it in a different way than they had it before. So, how did you do that?
So we started with research, understanding where we were at in terms of the brand, in terms of the consumer perception of the brand. From there, we asked, if we were to change the brand. So we did a combination of quantitative and qualitative research. From there, that led into designs on the new concepts. And our goal was to be more of a food offering and a family food offering. And so we created a new brand called the DQ Grill and Chill. So that brand, we tested, and then we did a couple test locations, even with some new food products, a lot of new food products within it, and it was very successful. So then we launched it through the organization and created financing programs for current franchisees to renovate their stores and help them convert their current locations into the new look and feel of DQ Grill and Chill. So that's how we did it, and then it took a while because there's 7,000 franchises.
Yeah.
So, so yeah.
If I might ask, how did you come up with the food products? Because I know Dairy Queen, like they specialize in ice creams and they're known for like their sweet treats. So how did you come up with like the specific like foods that you guys weren't gonna get? Like how'd you know that that specific demographic would want those foods?
So we did focus groups and we tested food products that
Yeah.
would be consistent to the brand, and we asked consumers for their input. We also tested in store in the test locations that gave us a sense of what would work and wouldn't work. We developed what we call a new product development pipeline. That pipeline included ideation, research, in-market tests, and then launch based on the success of those tests that we did in the marketplace.
Okay. What were the top food products like
Uh,
that
so
came?
the so the DQ grill, the DQ grill burger,
Yeah.
which is or stack burger they call it now, and so the most was the flamethrower burger. It was the most popular burger,
Yeah.
and the creative and the ads we did around it really helped drive it. It was a quite whimsical ad that really caught people's attention. So
Okay. I need to
super
try
well.
that. I need to try that burger.
Yeah.
Okay, my next question would be, how does branded consistently strike a balance between providing standardized digital marketing and branding services with personalized solutions for clients when needs differ?
Yeah, so it really comes down to their consumer. So we have got a good
Yeah.
understanding who their target audience is, and so the solutions depend on the target audience. We also apply some research that we've done through the digital life study that I ran, which segments consumers into different target groups based on their digital profiles. We
Okay.
also look at their own data that they have on Facebook, Instagram, and Google, and we run what we call a snap report. That report will give us a sense of how they're performing today and what some gaps are, and then we provide a recommendation from there.
Okay, so basically you're saying like from their data, you are able to personalize it to see where they can improve and what they need to be better.
Yeah, and then we'll customize the marketing program, the creative, the channels based on the data that we receive and analyze for them.
Okay, what do you think is the most difficult thing when looking at like these individuals' data? Like, what do you think is the hardest part when trying to make it into something that is like overall?
Well, the reality is consumer behavior will tell us what to do. So we look at consumer behavior that guides us in understanding what to do in the future. We also employ different tactics, like
Hmm.
remarketing tactics digitally, um, based on what people do on the web. So it really helps guide us based, the tools we have make it easy because we're able to target a larger group. We also target people who look like those people. It's called lookalike
Yeah.
audiences, and then go from there.
Can you give me an example, like other than DQ, when you guys had to use these personalized services, like when you had to use that in the real
Yeah,
market?
so Athletics Ontario track and field, and cross country and road racing.
Yeah.
We did a bunch of research, helped build a new website for them, and then we did digital ads to drive awareness as well as registrations throughout the province for different races and for the overall Athletics Ontario membership that's there. And it was very successful. They made their targets, exceeded their targets, and it was all based around proper research and analysis of their data that they had from the past. So.
Okay, that's pretty good. Um, okay, let's go into value proposition and client relationships. So, my question to you is, what is the procedures for identifying the demand for a new client, matching KPIs, and then judging success?
So it starts with our process. So we have a four-phase process. We have this starts with a discovery session. That discovery session is a visual planning day where we'll uncover information from all the stakeholders and leaders in the organization. We review the research, we do brand interviews, and that helps uncover the information we need to design a plan, and then they'll approve it at that point, and then we implement the plan going forward based on the budget that they give us.
Okay, and with the plan, how long does that usually take to go through? Like with as the whole process, how long does the whole process usually take?
Takes 3 months typically, but if we have to, we'll speed it up into 1 month,
Yeah.
which is tough. But if you do want to do it properly, but a lot of times the companies want to get going, so that we have to kind of hurry things up, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Can you give me an example, like when you guys had to like speed it up? Like how did that happen? Like how did that work? Because that
Sure.
sounds like a lot for 3 months to turn into 1 month.
Yeah, so one of our clients is DeCasto. DeCasto is an Italian bakery that makes panettone, and they have deli products and other things. They're known for their panettone, but um, they were looking to grow their business here in Canada because they're new. They're from Italy,
Yeah.
the owners. And so we had to quickly do some research on the market and put a plan together and launch the plan. And so that one was very fast, but it also was very successful. And we were able to drive a lot of business to their current location on King Street, and then their new location on Yonge Street, just north of Eglinton, for example.
Okay. I need to try panettone.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's good at Christmas time. So
yeah, Christmas is coming up. I need to try
yeah.
it. Can you walk me through a recent client case where you faced pushback and how you navigated with this relationship?
Sure. So it was actually DeCasto, same client.
Oh, okay.
So he pushed back on the the approach. So he
Okay.
was thinking he wanted to do more traditional approaches. And I convinced him that first of all, he needed a better website to be able to track the digital behavior and
Uh-huh.
a better ordering system on this website. And then we could drive digital ads to the people to the website for catering services and orders and other things, which we're just completing right now. So I
Mhm.
turned that around, but I thought I was going to lose all the digital ads we were doing for him, but we haven't, so that's good.
Oh gosh. Do you know why he wanted to do traditional to begin with?
Well, it has to do with results. He wasn't getting
Yeah.
the results he wanted, which up to that point he had been, but all of a
Yeah.
sudden he hadn't been on his
Oh.
new location. So um, I said it has to do with really being able to target the right people and then measuring that and showing you the success around that. And you didn't have a platform to do that. So this website wasn't very well done. So the
Oh.
current website right now is the old one, but in about 2 days, we'll have a new website up and going.
Okay. That makes sense. That's good. For his marketing process, like is he like pushing out ads like how is he pushing like the ads through social media, through television, like where would we see the ads?
So the ads would be on social, Google. We also do local ads, which are just we target through mobile about a 5 kilometer radius around his locations, and then we
Okay.
retarget back on Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We also do a lot of we work with influencers. So influencers will help us because it's the food product gains some excitement, and that helps drive business and sales at different periods of time, like different holidays or times when people really want to order his type of products.
Do you guys already have like the influencer list for his brand?
We have some, yeah, but there's one we've been using that he really likes. It's also affordable for him because some of the influencers are not affordable for him.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so there was it's a food guy. We got him through the Food Network, and he's kind of crazy, but we use him. Also, the interns I have
Yeah.
created some great content, and they the content is almost as worthy of being an influencer content. So, but they do it and make it very engaging, and we get a lot of activity from some of their reels that they do in terms
That's
of
really good.
impressions and engagement.
Yeah, that's really good. Um, how do you make sure that the story or brand image you create for a client results in visible business outcome?
So the doing the process of creating a brand includes a brand manifesto or story. That story helps generally guide the imagery, the language, the messaging. That messaging then is carried forward to create consistency in terms of style, approach, messaging, and everything else with our story. So they look and feel like his brand, and that's really, really important. It's also that you would think it's his brand when you saw the ads, opposed to someone else's brand.
Okay. Out of all the brands you've worked with, who do you think has the best story in terms of when you were working with them and you got to see
Right.
the insides and the outs?
So there was a company we worked with called Denure Tours. They
Yeah.
offer travel tours for more like seniors. They
Yeah.
wanted to reinvent their brand because they wanted to offer travel experiences for potentially people who were in their 40s and 50s as well, not in their 60s and 70s, and
Yeah.
different types of experiences. So we did a whole approach, aligned a new target audience, created a new advertising campaign and brand, the brand and the brand story, and we launched with the organization through an offsite, and it really helped build a consistent approach. Then we launched it with social media and digital marketing and started to drive consumers to buy their tours, which they were
Mm-hmm.
doing new types of travel tours, real authentic um, travel experiences. That's what they were looking for.
So I know that this brand specifically caters to senior individuals. When you were marketing it, was it a little bit more challenging? Because I know the audience or the demographic is more so older individuals, and older individuals don't typically like they're not really on social media. They're more so
So,
like, you
so
know.
their current clientele, you're right, they're on
Yeah.
Facebook, but they're not on a lot of other things. And
Yeah.
but we were trying to get more baby boomers, younger baby boomers, right, or the
Yeah.
Gen X. So they are on social media. They do want different types of. They don't want to just go to a beach. They want to go to Italy and taste the food and go into the wine region and learn how to cook and
Yeah.
different travel experiences. So we were able to create that messaging that and target people who are of the right affluence to be able to afford those kind of trips on social media. And then we applied the techniques like remarketing and other things and email marketing afterwards to help close them and convert them over time.
Okay. That's a really good way to sum that up. Yeah. That makes sense, yeah. So you guys worked with more so boomers.
We work with all with them, yes. So we were trying to, I mean, they still have tours for older seniors and bus tours
Mm-hmm.
down to
Yeah.
Florida, for example, but they were trying to create some new types. They wanted to target on a new group of people. And we identified three key segments that we could do that through our research.
Yeah.
We also bought some research through Environics,
Oh.
which allowed us to convert that into what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helped with the efforts, and the results were really good because it was really targeted information. We also position the brand to those different types of consumers And it was very efficient because we got to the individuals who really wanted to do this kind of travel.
Okay. Let's talk about sales growth and partnership. Currently, how do you bring in new business for Branded, whether this be collaborations, cold outreach, inbound referrals? What has been most effective and why?
Yeah, so we do a combination of things. So we do a lot of storytelling and reels on LinkedIn. I also have a podcast. That podcast is the What's Your Story Gen AI podcast. It generates business because people are listening to it and we get inbound calls. I
Mhm.
also speak at conferences. Um, when I speak at those conferences, we follow up usually with a deal at the conference, and then people call us, and all of a sudden we have a bunch of new leads, warm leads, because they've called us. Um, and then also just word of mouth. People hear about us and call us. Recently, this week, I had two new business pitches I were doing, and it was all based on word of mouth, those specific pitches.
Okay. Out of all of these methods that you've shared, one do you think is the most effective, like in 2025 for your business specifically?
Well, the one that we get the most business from is when I speak at conferences because they see
Yeah.
me, they hear me, they see what I'm talking about, and afterwards they want to work with me, and that's generally what happens. I actually sometimes get too much business from those, so I don't
Oh,
do them all the time. So
okay. What has been your like recent conference? Like which one was the most recent?
yeah, so I spoke at the annual Athletics Ontario Race Directors Conference.
Yeah.
And I talked about Gen AI and how to use it, and I did an exercise with them in the room. There's about 600 people, race directors and
Oh wow, that's a lot of
marketers,
people.
and then I ended up getting about 10 different clients from that right away,
Oh,
and because I offered a deal, which was a 3-month introductory offer for social media posting and content development, and then though of those 10, they all who signed up, they switched over and were charged full price after three
oh,
months. And that's how I
wow.
got them. And that a lot of them have stayed on. So out of the 10, probably 7 have stayed on all for a year, which is good. And now next year, I'll be speaking again at that same conference, and I have to come up with a new offer that would make
Hmm.
sense for them. So.
So how much is so you said so is the most people you would take from a conference 7?
No, no, it just that was what just happened. We get
Oh,
I also have to be able to do the work and have
yeah.
enough. The interns can't be, I mean, they have to be able to do the,
Overstimulated.
yeah. If they are,
Yeah.
I'd have to hire more, and that's um, it takes a while to hire people. It's not just you
Yeah.
can't just hire somebody all of a sudden. I also have a white label agency service I use called Vendasta out of Saskatoon. So if I
Hmm.
have to, I can buy services from them as well. So it looks
Okay.
like it's my company, but it's really them working with
Hmm.
me as a white label agency.
How much is the most people you've taken like in a
Probably at
year?
one time we had 15 clients
Oh wow.
at one time, but now like today, right now we have about 5 to 7 ongoing clients, which is perfect for what I do because I have other commitments that I takes my time away at George Brown College, for example.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you consistently find a way to sustain your brand promise and uniqueness as you grow while maintaining consistently in cost, quality, and customer experience?
Yeah, so the key is to keep up on the technology and understanding because things are changing fast.
Yeah.
So and then continually producing content about that so that
Hmm.
people see that we are up to date. And that's really the key right now. Luckily, I have great interns and co-op students that are helping me do that. So
Hmm. Do you guys ever like find a way to use AI to make it flow more like more quickly within the workspace?
we use AI to create content mostly.
Hmm.
We also use AI to capture lead generation
Okay.
and follow up. The students Some of them use AI to make their lives easier, and it's through Copilot and other things.
Yeah.
Um, but the process of new business is becoming a lot more automated with the AI tools out there today.
Okay. And for maintaining consistency, cost, and quantity, like how does that usually work within the workspace? Like, do you guys have data that you guys always look at in order to keep a certain flow going?
No. So, I mean, consistency is about process and making sure
Hmm.
that everybody's following the process and keeping on brand. And, I'm looking and approving ads and making sure that the client's needs are being met and they're happy at the end of the day. We also produce a report on a monthly basis, which is called a snapshot report that shows how the brand is doing in terms of their number of impressions, engagement, and leads for their business.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, let's talk about competition, risk, and differentiation. In the field of branding and digital marketing, who do you think are your primary competitors, whether directly or indirectly? And what do you think you do better or differently?
So my primary competitors are agencies which are smaller agencies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's one called Merged Media. Another one is called Radical, which is another digital agency. They would compete for the similar type of clients,
Mm-hmm.
offering similar services. At times, we've partnered together with those guys,
Okay.
but because I offer a difference in that I offer strategy and a process and research, which they may not have the expertise to do.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about that partnership? Like, what did you guys help with each other with in terms of
So with
differences?
Radical, we helped them with a couple of their clients that
Mm-hmm.
wanted brand strategy and digital strategy. So I came in and led that process. They paid my company, and then we launched it. And the example of that was Deneur Tours I talked about earlier. That was their client, but they brought me in to lead the strategy side of things and the process of doing that. And so that's kind of how it worked.
Okay. If I say, for example, if I was a client and I came in and there was your brand and then there was the two others, how would you go about making me be one of your clients? How would you convince me to be your specific client out of all of your differences?
What would I do? I would ask good questions and then provide a customized solution to your business. So I would also develop the relationship so you trust what I have to say.
Yeah.
And basically that's what I do. And then I also add value by giving them some free products we have on our branded digital platform.
Okay.
Even if they don't go with us, I'll give them those products for a serious period of time.
That's a
And
really
then
nice
generally
approach.
we get, it's not very often I don't get business. I
Mm-hmm.
usually get the business. So 80% of the time, if I go after it, I don't always go after it because I'm too busy. So
Yeah. Okay. Which external trends, such as those in technology, media consumption, artificial intelligence, and privacy data regulations, do you think have the greatest potential to throw off your company model? How are you prepared if the worst scenario case does occur?
I'll just retire. No. No,
What do you mean?
I just have to be up to date, right? So,
Yeah.
and completely, and the ability to adapt and to continue to hire young people who can help grow the business and learn at the same time. So that really helps. Plus, the clients like that we have young people working on the business because
Hmm.
the perception is they understand digital and storytelling and they're creative. So,
Have you ever
make,
been in like a real life situation this year where artificial intelligence or even technology in a way did throw you off, like whether it be from the data or anything?
not necessarily. No, I haven't had anything that's thrown me off, except I do know that you can't always trust it. Okay, so
Yeah.
even on my podcast, we interviewed an AI bot,
Mm-hmm.
which was a character
Oh,
named Angelica. You can listen to that podcast if you want. And
yeah.
we caught her lying to me. So, and I
They
challenged
can
her on
lie?
it. Yeah, I
I did
challenged
not
her,
know
and
AI could lie.
they lie. Yes, it lies. It's trying to please you, right? That's what it
Yeah.
does. So,
Okay. I did not know that. You learn something new every day. I did not know
yeah,
AI could lie.
it
Okay.
does.
For the future vision of your business, I want to ask, what sort of culture do you hope to establish at Branded? And how does it help with marketing and sales success, particularly with B2B clients?
Um, well, what we want is an open, inclusive learning environment at Branded.
Mm-hmm.
So generally, you know, we do that by having, meetings with them and listening to their needs and wants as
Mm-hmm.
individuals. But overall, we do that by having a weekly team meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it works pretty well.
Do you think like throughout the years, your culture has changed? Like through the years, has it evolved, or do you think it has like in which ways? Do you think it has went up, went down? Is there things that you would want to see better in the business culture wise, like as a whole, with your interns, with the people that you work with?
Um, well, I think I'm always really to change and make things better.
Yeah,
Changing the culture starts with the values that, I'm not necessarily going to change those values, like
yeah.
open, honest, integrity, innovation, creativity. Those are important, and important to our business as a whole.
Okay. I think my next question kind of goes into that. So, how do you see Branded changing in the next 3 to 5 years in terms of services, region, customer size, and what ambitious objectives are you aiming for?
Um, so I'm aiming to have a situation where when I retire, I could sell my business,
Yeah.
and so that's probably not for another 5 to 10 years, but still, that's what I'm hoping I'm able to do, and that
Mhm.
there's value in the business and the clients I have to be able to sell it to another agency, and then I can exit. So.
Are there certain characteristics you're looking for when selling it to that specific agency? Like, do you want those individuals to, for example, be really secure with AI, be really secure with their technology, have like certain.
They need to be up to date on all those things, but also they have to have the same value system in place because they're going to be taking over my clients. And, you know, some of them have been with me for a number of years. So they would want to make sure that who they're dealing with uh, is in an open and honest environment like we are at Branded.
Who has been your longest client, if I may ask?
The longest client probably is a company called Tracy's Wine Jellies.
Okay.
Um, they are out of Niagara, and they've been with me about 7 years, I guess.
Oh wow.
So they've been around fairly long.
That's wow. That's crazy. Okay. My next question would be, what would you expect someone like me to do in the first 90 days of making a significant contribution to the company's growth? If I join the team now, whether it be in business development or marketing.
Yeah, so what would be important is that you establish good relationships with the client, that you are continually making good creative products, which you get approved by myself before presenting to the client. Eventually, you should be at a place where you don't need me there and that you are
Mhm.
working hand in hand with the clients without me. But in the beginning, I help mentor the students to make sure the introduction with the clients runs smoothly, and that you know the students are actually producing enough content and on time to satisfy the needs of the clients. So.
Okay, so is that the same with interns and individuals that like are on a higher scale? Is it the same process for both?
Yeah, so basically I have team meetings every week. We have one-to-one meetings where it's needed. And overall, I work with the students to hit specific goals for the organization. So they're assigned a certain amount of clients. The goal is to maintain the business and grow the business.
Mm-hmm.
And some do, some don't. So I have to work with them to give them suggestions on how to do that. Um, we also work with some students to, to gain new customers, new clients, I should say. And they they help by preparing the pitch decks and pitch. And usually I do the pitch, but if they win the business, then they get to work on the business and they get rewarded for that.
Okay, let's do some wrap-up questions now.
Sure.
What characteristics or viewpoints do you believe make someone genuinely stand out and succeed at Branded as a whole, based on what we explained today?
So it comes down to showing up on time, doing what they say they're going to do,
Mm-hmm.
um, and being creative, right? And then
Yeah.
also using their smarts to really evaluate and analyze what's going on in the business so they can provide creative solutions to the clients.
Okay. And on an everyday basis, do individuals like your interns and your the people that you work with on an everyday, are they implementing, what am I saying here? What am I saying here? Give me a second. Are they like do they stand out as a whole? Like do they embody these factors?
Yeah, a lot of them do, but some of them don't. Some of them don't show up to meetings. As time goes on, they're not posting content or developing content. And so it's important to do good interviewing so you can make sure they understand and then make sure the expectations are clear from the beginning. Um, I have a student today I have to have a meeting with because she's fallen off. She hasn't posted in a couple of weeks for one of my clients
Mm-hmm.
and or my company, and I don't know why. So I have to find out what's going on. So I'm having a nice meeting with her. Maybe there's something going on in her life I don't know about. So
Yeah.
right.
So within these interviews with the interns, like how do you usually go about it? Like is it more so just going down to the nitty-gritty like of the business as a whole?
Well, generally, I I get into what their background is,
Mm-hmm.
how if they've dealt with people. I can teach digital marketing to them. They don't necessarily have to have experience.
Yeah.
Um, and then I give them who get to the final stage. I give them a task. They have to create content for one of my clients,
Mm-hmm.
and then present it to me. And you find out very quickly if they're good at it or not by giving them that task. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Finally, what are you most excited about for Branded in the next chapter and why?
Well, I'm excited about continuing to work with and mentor young people,
Mm-hmm.
students with my clients, as well as growing some of the businesses that I have. So I have a lot of now businesses that have come to me in the athletic world, which I used to be part of, like track and field, and I'm getting more clients there, and I am excited to get more clients in that area.
Mm-hmm. If you could work with like any client, like you had the choice to work with anybody that you've never worked with before, and you see that this client or this brand as a whole does need some shaping, who would you work with?
Probably I would work with a brand like the Toronto Argonauts. Okay, so
Okay.
they're a brand that's dying. They're not doing well, and I believe I could help them reshape the image of their brand and excitement for their brand in the marketplace.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you
You're
for the
welcome.
interview. Thank you for everything. I'm
All
really
righty.
excited to see what Brandon does in the future.
Very good.
I
Thank
hope you
you.
have an amazing day
All
and
day.
can't wait to hear from you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.